Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be simple. I'm just going to show you my monsoon reading list. It's big. I usually categorize my reading into two parts. It's non-fiction and fiction. I keep a non-fiction with me because when I'm reading fiction, I tend to get into the flow of it, and I am always in the fantasy land. So I have 7 books right now. I'll show you the book and then I'll read the description. First book is One Day by David Nichols. I have actually started the book. It's quite good. Yeah. So Emma and Dexter meet on the night of their graduation. Tomorrow they must go their separate ways. So where will they be on this one day next year and the year after that and every year that follows? It's a wonderful book. Means I'm just on page 142, but I think it feels like I know the characters, Emma and Dexter. Second book is Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. So Noah Calhoun has just returned from World War II. Attempting to escape the ghosts of battle, he tries to concentrate on restoring an old plantation home to its former glory. And yet he is haunted by images of the beautiful girl he met there 14 years before, a girl who captured his heart like no other. But when these distant memories began to slide into reality, the passion that had lain still is ignited once more. Though so much is in their way, the miraculous force of love refuses to fade. I think there is a movie on this. It's Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling. You should watch it. It was, I guess, filmed in 2004. I am going to watch that movie after I read this book. So now let's get a non-fiction. It is Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time. It's great. I have a liking of physics and space, like astrophysics and stuff. So I usually read things like this. So, was there a beginning of time? Could time run backwards? In the universe infinite, or is the universe infinite, or does it have boundaries? These are just some of the questions considered in an internationally acclaimed masterpiece, which begins by reviving and reviewing the great theories of the cosmos from Newton to Einstein, before delving into the secrets which still lie at the heart of space and time. The next 2 books are of Shiva trilogy, The Secret of Nagas and The Oath of Vayuputras. I haven't read these books because they are different. It's hard, sometimes it's hard for me to maintain a series because it has a lot of suspense, and when I start to indulge in the suspense, sometimes I just feel the excitement is lost after a while. But the end of the first book is exciting, so after I read one day I'm going to start this one. So the hunt is on. The sinister Naga warrior has killed his best friend Brahaspati and now stalks with his wife Sati. Shiva, the Tibetan immigrant who is the prophesied destroyer of evil, will not rest till he finds his demonic adversary. His vengeance and the path to evil will lead him to the door of the Nagas, the serpent people. Of that he is certain. I like mythology. Means Amish has almost tons of mythological books. After Shiva trilogy, I may read Ramchandra series, but no promises. Second book is Shiva is gathering his forces. He reaches the Naga capital Panchavati and the evil is finally revealed. The Nilkant prepares for a holy war against the true enemy, a man whose name instills dread in the fiercest of warriors. India convulses under the onslaught of a series of brutal battles. It's a war for the very soul of the nation. Many will die, but Shiva must not fail, no matter what the cost. In his desperation, he reaches out to the ones who have never offered any help to him, the Vayuputras. I guess in the end of the first book, it's a clue, it's a Easter egg kind of, that Shiva is in the town which is the Ram Janma Bhoomi, and there the saint tells him that Vayuputras are the clan of Brahma, and it's great. The first book has ended really well, and I'm excited for it. Now, let's see the last non-fiction. I have two non-fictions. Yeah, huge book. It's from National Geographic. It has cool illustrations, you know. So, see, I have never collectively read it, but it's great. So, this book contains a multitude of answers. For anyone who has pondered the vastness of our universe, the rich variety of our planet, and the endlessly fascinating world of knowledge that surrounds us. National Geographic presents this timely volume, now fully updated and expanded, exploring a full spectrum of topics from the universe to climate and weather, from the human world to the science and technology. This meticulously written and extravagantly illustrated book is the ultimate family reference. I'm hoping it wouldn't take long to read this. And the last but not the least, another Indian author, a well known Chetan Bhagat. I have read this book before. I had bought this in a school library sale. In the winter of 2004, a writer met a young girl on an overnight train journey. To pass the time, she offered to tell him a story. However, she had one condition, that he make it into his second book. He hesitated but asked what the story was about. The girl said the story was about six people working in a call center set in one night. She said it was the night they got a phone call from God. Welcome to One Night at the Call Center, another contemporary novel from best-selling author Chetan Bhagat. I've read his work, but it's not. If you love reading English, if you want it for time pass reasons, it's good. But if you are hoping to learn something like literature, language study, it's not that great. Now this is my reading list till August. I'll hopefully make video about each book if I get the time. Now I will be trying to post every 2 weeks, and because I'm in 10th standard, I have studies. So see you in the future video.